Picture the clock striking midnight on July 4th, 2026, as fireworks lace the sky over the Delaware and a roar rises from a sold-out stadium across town. Philadelphia isn't just throwing a birthday party, it's acting as America's test lab for how a modern city moves, secures, and inspires millions at once. World Cup matches pack Lincoln Financial Field. The Semiquincentennial floods museums, parks, and streets with visitors. Trains and planes cycle faster. Work crews race to cap I-95, refresh 30th Street Station, and open next-gen labs that turn gene therapy from promise into product. The result? A pressure cooker that forces coordination across agencies, neighborhoods, and private partners on a national stage. If Philly's systems hold, the playbook scales to other U.S. metros. If they crack, we learn fast. Would you bet against the city that engineered the nation's first capital? And would you walk its new riverfront park the moment it opens? Game day in South Philly starts before sunrise. Crews roll out hybrid turf protections, broadcast compounds hum to life, and temporary seating pushes capacity toward the 69,000 mark. By mid-morning, color-coded wayfinding kicks in, rail to NRG station, shuttle staging on Pattison, rideshare geo-fenced to keep curb space clear for team buses and ADA vans. Inside the bowl, you can feel the choreography. Security screening in waves, concessions reflowed to cut dwell time, multilingual volunteers steering fans to their gates like air traffic controllers. 6 matches, including a July 4th round of 16, turned the stadium into a living prototype for U.S. mega event operations. Surge staffing, redundant power, venue-wide 5G, and broadcast camera positions threaded through a working NFL venue without tripping a single safety circuit. The ripple effects extend across the city. Transit dispatchers run event clocks, syncing trains to halftime and full-time dumps. Hospitals and EMS add mobile units. Neighborhoods see pop-up plazas, food, culture, and screens. So the spectacle isn't trapped behind a ticket. The legacy may be even bigger. New mini-pitches, volunteer pipelines, and a citywide blueprint for moving a small army without gridlock. Would your city dare test all of this on the nation's birthday? Should Philly go bigger? Imagine stepping off a transatlantic red-eye and feeling the flow pull you forward. Clear signage, brighter halls, nowhere to bottleneck. That's the goal behind Philadelphia International Airport's 2026 sprint. Roughly $500 million in upgrades timed to hit before the summer crush. More than 50 interlocking projects reshape the passenger journey from curb to gate. At arrivals, expanded curb space and smarter traffic patterns separate private cars, rideshare, and shuttles, so buses aren't fighting sedans for a patch of asphalt. Inside, refreshed concourses add seating with power at almost every armrest while new. Wayfinding stacks, color, icon, and bilingual text cut decision time to a glance. Security is treated like a metronome. Checkpoint layouts widen lanes and straighten queues so screeners can keep a steady rhythm when thousands arrive from World Cup trains at once. Restrooms, quietly the biggest pain point, get rebuilt with more stalls, family rooms, and touchless fixtures designed for fast turnover. Past the checkpoints, concessions flip to quicker formats and flexible kitchens, so vendors can surge staff for halftime dumps and late-night transits. Behind the walls, baggage rooms and loading docks are rebalanced to keep bags moving even when one belt hiccups. By May 2026, the airport intends to operate like a well-oiled intermodal hub for the city's biggest year in decades. Would a smoother first and last mile change how visitors see Philadelphia? And if this works here, why wouldn't other U.S. airports copy the playbook? Before we continue with the video and my further explanation about Philadelphia Megaprojects, I want to ask for your help. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subs by the end of the month, so I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe and help me out. Okay, let's continue. Stand at Front and Chestnut and look east. For decades, lanes of I-95 and a tangle of ramps have split Old City from the Delaware. The fix isn't a tunnel, it's a lid. 12 acres of new parkland that bridges the gap and pulls the waterfront back into the city's daily life. 2026 is the construction year you'll feel. Staged traffic shifts, weekend closures, and the first deck panels sliding in like puzzle pieces over traffic. Engineers are effectively doing open-heart surgery on a runner. They phase work between travel lanes, drill deep foundations beside the roadway, and set steel and precast over columns while maintaining sightlines, drainage, and crash protection. Waterproofing layers, expansion joints, and a thick soil profile must carry crowds, trees, and pavilions above, while vibration and stormwater stay below. Every utility, power, fiber, sewer, gets rerouted so the future park won't be punctured for repairs. The schedule beats like a drum. Winter utility relocations and staging, spring and summer traffic flips to open work zones, fall deck placement continuing into early 2027. Alongside the cap, a new South Street pedestrian bridge starts rising in 2026, creating a car-free seam from neighborhoods to the river trail. When the green lid is finished, the view changes. Kids on a lawn where exhaust used to hang, festivals stepping straight off Market Street, and a continuous walk from Independence Mall to the water in minutes. Would you stroll this park on opening weekend? And what belongs on top? A playground, a market hall, or a stage for the 4th of July? Step into the Great Hall and listen. The sound tells the story. Under the coffered ceiling, crews have been threading 21st century systems through a 1930s landmark without dimming a single chandelier. The mission is simple and brutal. Keep America's third busiest intercity rail gateway running while you reshape how millions move. Retail bays are rethought for grab-and-go surges. Ticketing gives way to open concourses and clearer lines of sight. New seating clusters fan out like islands, each with power, Wi-Fi, and sightlines to departure boards so riders don't sprint blind. Outside, the Market Street Plaza becomes less car-first and more people magnet. Safer crossings, bike access, and room for rideshare to peel off without blocking buses or paratransit. Back of house circulation is the real magic trick. Resignaled paths that separate rolling luggage from food deliveries, custodial carts from stroller traffic, so the building's arteries don't clog at rush. Engineering challenge? Imagine rewiring a cathedral during Sunday Mass. Historic protections demand surgical installs, hidden conduits, vibration-controlled drilling, and dust barriers that pop up overnight and vanish by morning. The payoff is resilience, faster wayfinding, better dwell spaces, and a plaza that feels like a civic living room. If your trip began here, would the station make you slow down and look up, or speed through because everything just works? Picture a glass and steel workshop the size of a city block, where scientists tune cures like mechanics tune engines. Spark Therapeutics' new home, about 500,000 square feet over 6 floors, pulls research, process development, and CGMP manufacturing under one roof so ideas don't have to cross town to become medicine. The price tag, roughly $575 million. The payoff, speed. In 2026, the building's dance card is commissioning, validation, and the first clinical grade batches, clean rooms humming, gowning lines moving, and utilities like purified water and medical gases ticking with metronome precision. By 2027, the plan is a full manufacturing rhythm. Here's the engineering trick. Gene therapy isn't one production line, it's an orchestra. Upstream suites grow viral vectors. Downstream suites purify them to a whisper of impurities. Fill-finish rooms seal doses sterile and cold. Each room fights an invisible enemy. Airflow, temperature, and particle counts must hold steady even as hundreds of people move. Think of it like performing watchmaking in a wind tunnel and refusing to lose a single grain of dust control. Jobs follow the pipes, 500-plus scientists, engineers, and operators, plus apprenticeships that open biotech careers to Philadelphians. If the model works, the U.S. gets faster approvals to availability and a blueprint for scaling advanced therapies at home. Would you want the first of its kind built in your city? Philly does. Before we continue with the video and my further explanation about Philadelphia Megaprojects, I want to ask for your help. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subs by the end of the month, so I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe and help me out. Okay, let's continue. Zoom out. The headline projects work because 2 districts set the table. In University City, Schuylkill Yards, $3.5 billion over 14 acres, adds lab-ready towers, streetscapes, and plazas, so startups and pharma can scale without changing zip codes. New space at 3151 Market and 3025 JFK pulls talent from Drexel and Penn into offices you can walk to from 30th Street Station. Downriver, the 1,200-acre Navy Yard readies roads, utilities, and clean room boxes for fast fit-outs, backed by district energy that shrugs at summer peaks. 2026 is about readiness. Leases signed, labs validated, last-mile shuttles sinking to SEPTA, and training pipelines filling technician roles. If you were placing your next lab or HQ, would you bet on this? On platform? Is this Philly's moonshot? Philadelphia's big year isn't a finish line, it's a launch pad. The World Cup forces a citywide stress test. The airport hardens the first and last mile. A riverfront lid heals a decades-old scar. 30th Street Station becomes a faster front door. And a gene therapy factory turns a research edge into real treatments. Put them together and you get a playbook other US metros can copy. Build for peak demand, design for people, and leave a public legacy, parks, jobs, skills, that outlives the party. 10 years from now, will visitors remember fireworks or the feeling that everything just worked? Would you bring your family here for July 4th, 2036 and expect it to be even smoother? Philly's bet is yes. America's bet should be too.